Take care of yourself and be safe.
Don't
You
fret.
expect me to believe
Bound
that?
to be back soon.
How can I argue with that? How can I argue with that?
By the gods, kill me if I ever have to have that fucking conversation again. Let's go.
How can I argue with that?
It would seem so.
We should visit the one shop here in Winterhold, just to give her some business.
Even Ranmir can only drink so much.
Let's just keep an eye on the supply. It's such a chore to restock.
I suppose that's a benefit to having so few customers.
Nah, I don't think so.
A little coin always greases the wheels.
How can I argue with that?
Nah.
It would seem so. It can't be helped.
Doko? Hara!
I don't think so. What was that?
How can I argue with that? Is someone there? Must have been nothing. How can I argue with that? Indeed.
Where are you going?
？How can I argue with that?
A little corn always greases the wheels.
Citizens are not fans of the college here, and rightfully so.
No, I don't think so. It would seem so.
Really?
How can I argue with that?
Can I help you with something?
How can I argue with that?
I think you just like looking through my stuff.
I don't think so.
with that.
No, I don't think so.
Huh?
Nah, I don't think so.
It would seem so.
It can't be helped.
True enough.
A little coin always greases the wheels.
Not my problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
How can I argue with that?
Nah, I don't think so.
It would seem so.
You expect me to believe that?
How can I argue with that?
Even with the college's laid-back attitude, there are still some things that are off limits. Well, well. All right. You delivered on your end, so I'll deliver on mine. Here's the gem Arniel was after. Can't imagine what he expects to do with that.
You expect me
It's
to
warped
believe that?
beyond any ability to capture a soul.
A little coin always greases the wheels.
How can I argue with that?
Not my problem.
Nah, I don't think so.
I'm working on some very important research, I assure you.
Do you?
Wonderful. I was afraid I'd have to give up. And when I'm so close, thank you for this. I have a great deal of work ahead of me. Yeah. How can I argue with that?
A little coin always... just the wheels.
You expect me to believe that?
It would seem so.
How can I argue with that?
Nah, I don't think so.
Not my problem.
Yes.
How can I argue with that?
Yes.
You expect me to believe that?
Ara.
Citizens are not fines.
How can I argue
Thanks.
with that?
I'll manage.
Good to see you. Did he now? Does he have information about our wonderful discovery?
So how did these graybeards know you absorb power from a dragon, if they're way up in the mountains?
Is that the one about something buried beneath Sarthal? Something that men and Nair fought over? I'll have to make a point of rereading it. I don't recall the details.
All right.
I just can't seem to tear myself away. Whatever this is, its beauty is like nothing I've ever seen before. If you'd allow me to indulge myself for a moment, I thought I might make a few observations. I'm sure you've already...
It would seem so.
They're quite unlike anything we've seen before. Aliad, Gwem... Daedric, not even Falmer. None of them are a match. Quite curious indeed. Now, I'm not sure that you're quite as attuned as I am, given my extensive years of experience, but can you feel that? This marvelous object, it practically radiates magicka, and yet it's unlike anything I've felt before. Archmage Aaron is already hard at work.
All right.
And hopefully we'll have more information soon.
I'm afraid I must...
No,
It is urgent that I speak with your associate immediately.
This is most inappropriate. We're involved in serious research here.
Yes, I've no doubt of its gravity. This, however, is a matter that cannot wait.
Well, I'm
Not
quite sure I've
exactly.
never been interrupted like this before. The audacity. I suppose we'll continue this at some later time, when we can avoid interruptions.
I need you to come with me immediately. Let's go. Really? Well, allow me to clarify the situation. I'd like to know why there's someone claiming to be from the Psijic Order here in the college. More importantly, I'd like to know why he's asking for you specifically. So we're going to go have a little chat with him and find out exactly what it is he wants. Technically, that is true, but I still report to the Augur Dominion, and I cannot ignore this situation. Don't worry. You can return to your petty squabbles and meaningless research as soon as this matter is resolved.
All right. Really?
Now, you are going to speak to this monk and find out why he is here, and then he will be removed from college grounds.
All right. It would seem so. All right. Not exactly.
Would seem so. How can I argue?
You're doing well for you. Hey
Please do
there.
not be alarmed. I mean you no harm. It is good to meet you in person. I'd simply like to talk to you. I've given us a chance to speak privately. But I'm afraid I can't do this for long. We must be brief. The situation here at your college is of dire importance. And attempts to contact you, as we have previously, have failed. I believe it is due to the very source of our concern. This object, the Eye of Magnus, as your people have taken to calling it. The energy coming from it has prevented us from reaching you with the visions you have already seen. The longer it remains here, the more dangerous the situation becomes. And so I have come here personally to tell you it must be dealt with. I'm afraid it's not that simple. You must understand the Psijic Order does not typically intervene directly in events. My presence here will be seen as an affront to some within the Order. As soon as we have finished, I will be leaving your college. I'm all too aware that my arrival has aroused suspicion, especially in Onkano, your Thalmor associate. Nevertheless, my order will not act directly. You must take it upon yourself to do so. As you may have learned, this object, the Eye, is immensely powerful. The world is not ready for it. If it remains here, it will be misused. Indeed, many in the Order believe it has already. Rather, something will happen soon, something that cannot be avoided. Unfortunately, the future is as obscure to us as it is to you. The overwhelming power of the Eye makes it difficult for us to see. I fear I have already overstepped the bounds of my order, but I will offer this. Seek out the Augur of Dunlane here in your college. His perception may be more coherent than ours. He was once a student here at the college. Now he is... something different. I am unsure. He is somewhere within the college. Surely one of your colleagues must know his location. I am sorry I cannot provide you with further help. But this conversation requires a great deal of effort on my part. Now, I'm afraid I must leave you. We will continue to watch over you and guide you as best we can. It is within you to succeed. Never forget that.
I'm sorry.
Well,
Were you about
what
to
is the
say
meaning of
something?
this?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't understand.
Don't play coy. You asked to see a specific member of the college. Here she is. Now what is it that you want?
There's been a misunderstanding. Clearly, I should not be here. I shall simply take my leave.
What? What trickery is this? You're not going anywhere until I find out what you're up to.
I am not up to anything.
That's
I
your problem,
apologize
not
if I have
mine.
offended you in any way.
We will see about this.
How can I argue with that?
Nothing you can do.
You expect me to believe that? I'm not sure what happened.
All right.
A monk from the Psijic Order. Here after all these years, and then he just leaves. I hope we didn't offend him somehow. Beyond asking for you, he never said. Very strange indeed.
Really?
Has Toftir been telling stories again? I thought I made it quite clear that this was a subject inappropriate for conversation. Please, don't allow him to continue to discuss the subject.
How much trouble can we get into on a Tartus morning?
All right then. How can I argue with that?
Nothing you can do. All right.
Nah, I don't think so. Good to see Skyrim still has such fine
A
people.
little coin
You
always
give an
pleases
old
me.
man hope. Well now, there's a name I haven't heard in some time. My goodness, it's been years since I've spoken with him. I suppose he's still down in the Midden, but I haven't checked. Are you going to see him? Do tell him hello for me, won't you? Underneath the college. It's not the nicest place, so if you go down there, please do be careful.
You expect me to believe that?
No, I don't think so.
Not my problem.
How can I argue with that?
A little coin always greases the wheels.
Nah.
Well, I suppose he wouldn't mind. It was all before my time, you understand. I've heard the stories, the same as anyone else. He was a brilliant student, an accomplished wizard, delved into magic in a way none had seen before. But I think he became too focused on just how much power he could acquire. That's what led to the accident. Do you remember what I first told you? About how not being able to control magic could destroy you? I didn't simply mean it could kill you. The Augur's accident is another very real type of a life destroyer. Well, it's been described as an accident. I can't imagine it was intentional. Something must have gone wrong, and he ended up in the state he's in now, fused to the energies that flow through the college. I've never felt it appropriate to ask him about how that must feel. But I suppose, if he can feel it all.
How can I argue with that?
How can I argue with that?
You expect me to believe that?
Nah, I don't think so.
Yes. It got...
Take care now.
It would seem so.
Yes.
How can I argue with that?
A little coin always greases
like
the
lava.
wheels.
Nah, I don't think so.
You expect me to believe that?
Be on your guard. You better hit me hard enough. Now you piss me off. Time to give you your fucking face. We should walk on top of the dead body.
Okay.
On your... All right. All right. All right. No, thanks. I'll manage. Not exactly. All right. No, thanks. I'll manage. Something's coming. I'll laugh as I snatch the life from your fucking body. Something's here. Really? No, thanks. I'll manage. All right.
Your perseverance will only lead to disappointments. Still, you persist. Very well. You may enter.
All right. Not exactly.
I am that which you have been seeking. Your efforts are in vain. It has already begun. Those who have sent you
It is easier
have
to
not
fight
told
against
you what they
princes than to
seek,
live up to them.
what you seek. Indeed. And so you have come looking, though you do not know why. Like others before you blindly follow a path to your own destruction.
All right.
The Thalmor came seeking answers as well, unaware they will be his undoing. Your path now follows his, though you will arrive too late. No, though you may be the last, the one who calls himself Ancano has sought my knowledge as well, through very different questions. Your path differs from most. You are being guided,
Not exactly.
pushed towards something. It is a good path, one untraveled by many. It is a path that can save your college. I will tell you what you need to
I
know
need my
to
weapons so I can
follow it
get some
further. You, and those aiding you, wish to know more about the Eye of Magnus. You wish to avoid the disaster of which you are not yet aware. To see through Magnus's eye without being blinded, you require his staff. Events
No,
now
thanks.
spiral quickly
I manage.
towards the inevitable center. So you must act with haste. Take this knowledge to your archmage.
All right. All right. A foolish man tells a woman to stop talking, but a wise man tells her that her mouth is extremely beautiful when her lips are closed. A true lady takes off her dignity with her clothes and does her whorish best. All right. Watch your back. We are not alone. You better hit me harder than that. Are you trying to piss me off? Really? All right. You're fucking with the wrong bitch. All right. Not exactly.
네.
What you learn here will last you a lifetime. Several, if you're talented. It's no secret that the college's reputation in Skyrim is tainted. Really? And what might that be? I'm sorry, what? Well, I'd certainly love to have such a powerful staff, but I'm not really sure that any of us need it. And how do you know of this? Did you really? And he specifically mentioned the staff of Magnus? I'm impressed with your initiative. Of course, someone will need to follow up on this. A most impressive attitude. Keep this up, and you'll do quite well for yourself. Something as specific and ancient as the staff of Magnus. I'm not sure we'd ever find something like that. I seem to recall Mirabelle mentioning the staff somewhat recently. Why don't you see if she can tell you anything? I'm quite pleased with your progress, you know.
That's your problem.
You've certainly proven yourself to be more than a mere apprentice. Well done. This circlet once proved invaluable to me. I hope it can be of use to you now.
Not exactly.
Because you know Cesaro would be better than you. Very well.
How can I argue with that?
No, I don't.
A little coin always greases the wheels.
どこへ行くの?
I don't think so.
Nah, I don't think so.
No, thanks. I'll manage.
Think you might...
A little coin always...
Please don't bother the Archmage unless it's absolutely necessary. Well, now that's an odd question. Why in the world would you be asking?
Come across something like this before.
I see.
Not exactly.
Well, yes, I suppose I did mention it. Though I'm not sure what he expects me to tell you. I only brought it to his attention a few months back when the Synod showed up here looking for it. They were apparently under the impression we were keeping it in a closet somewhere.
All right.
Mages based out of Cyrodiil. They fancy themselves the imperial authority on magic these last few hundred years. My understanding is that all they really do is make noise in an attempt to curry favor from the Emperor. Lots of politics,
Not
little
exactly.
magic. I was quite surprised to find them on our doorstep. They seemed amiable enough, but their line of questioning made me uneasy. It became clear they're trying to hoard powerful artifacts,
All right.
looking to consolidate power. No one here does. The Synod seemed convinced it was somewhere in Skyrim. They inquired about the ruins of Mzulft, but that's all I remember. It sounded like they were heading there, though they were rather secretive about why. I suppose if you're intent on looking for the staff, there's a chance they might be in Mzulft yet. Just don't expect them to be cooperative.
Care to sit down for a spell? How can I argue with that?
I'm not really sure.
No.
Made and
thanks.
used by Magnus
I'll manage.
himself, if you believe those sorts of things. I believe I've heard it said that it's the only thing that could adequately contain his power. The sort of embellishment wizards of ancient times loved to make.
How can I argue with that? Really? It can't be helped.
I went out dressed as
Good
a
to see
chicken
you.
last night, and met a girl who was dressed like an egg. One thing led to another,
Until
and the
next
lifelong question was answered. It was the chicken.
You expect me to believe that? Huh?
Is it too early in the afternoon to start
How
drinking?
can I argue with that?
Yes.
Nah, I don't think so.
I think you just like looking through my stuff.
How can I argue with that? How can I argue with... メなの？あら。
So how did these greybeards know you absorb power from a dragon, if they're way up in the mountains? A word to the wise isn't necessary. It's the stupid ones who need advice. What I would give to see one of the Dwemer cities in its heyday.
ねえ、どこへ行くの？